Will continues to make pitches. I think there were a couple of critical moments there. The misplay on the fly ball, to start the innings, a little hard luck there. The bunt was perfectly placed, a little hard luck there, and he just never conceded. And obviously the Freeman at bat is one of the more stressful ones because he's such a talented hitter and he's got a good guy behind him. So, Will. I trust him with the ball in his hand when at the critical moments, and those are exactly the reasons why, because he doesn't concede and he makes pitches.
Were you more comfortable all along with the Kemp at bat against Harris there as opposed to Freeman?
I mean, it's a small margin of comfort, and when you're in the middle of somebody's order. But the matchup was a little bit more favorable towards Kemp, but not really. I mean, you don't feel great when the bases are loaded and Matt Kemp's coming up to bat, but. The strategy there is just to make sure that he doesn't concede or give in to one of the best hitters in the National League, one of the best hitters in the big league. So, we got away with it.
Can you talk a little bit about Carlos coming up big again?
Carlos Correa? Yeah. I mean, there's not much to. It's kind of proof is out there every day when he's starting to contribute every game. So, I mean, I think his defense has taken an uptick. Obviously, his offense has been very much the norm for him. His extra base hits, the base hit in the fifth, obviously, is a key part there. And that, he was part of a long string of hitters that went up and had really good at bats. So, patience is good in this game when you hang with guys, and talent wins out over time. And I know he had a little bit of a rough start to the season, but I think him being up in the middle of our order with the game on the line is exactly what he thrives in.
Most of your runs today came in innings where you had 2 out and nobody on. Talk about the patience, no matter the situation. It seems like you guys had the same approach.
Yeah, no, I mean, it's important. They give us 3 outs every inning, and we need to use them. Even in that 5th inning, we draw the leadoff walk. There's a little momentum. Then there's a little deflation with the well-hit double play ball by Springer, and then we put together a lot of at-bats. So, you can score at any time in this lineup, and I think our guys believe that wholeheartedly, and we've taken a couple walks today that were key. We took a couple pitches that we could hit, and we moved the ball around the field. We took advantage of a little bit of extra 90 feet here and there, but the resiliency, the persistence, the continue to come at these guys is one of the endearing qualities of our offense.
Let's go today. You had 9 at bats with runners in scoring position, reached base 5 times, you're hitting over 300 in those situations this year. Anything to coming through in those pressure spots?
I mean, we got pretty good hitters, and I think it's beginning. It's not easy, and I think there's going to be stretches where we don't necessarily do that. These guys are putting in a lot of work, a lot of prep, and staying in the moment, in the at bat, whatever the game calls for. So. Again, I think the comfort that our players have in being in these critical moments is what I'm seeing that I like.
Musgrove battle retired 7 in a row after the 2 home runs. Talk about it.
He was really good, and I normally when you walk 3 or 4 guys like he did, there's a little bit of frustration. But I think today was one of the first games where he actually put the ball exactly where he wanted to, and they were disciplined in a couple of at bats, and drew a couple walks against him, but. The conviction in his pitches was better. The idea of where he was missing and in trying to entice these guys outside the strike zone. This group across the way, they swing the bat pretty aggressively. So I thought he battled and didn't cave after the 2 home runs. The Freeman home run is tip your hat. The Garcia home run was a missed pitch, but he didn't let that losing the lead in the 4th after we got the 1 run get to him. So it was a very, very, very gutsy performance.
Part of your schedule. How nice is it to have had the run that you guys have had against a bunch of really struggling teams?
Yeah, no, I mean you try to win every game, and you want to win the games you're supposed to win when you get ahead, or when you have your best players in the game, or when Keuchel pitches, when McCullers pitches, when anytime I use Giles and Gregerson, Davinsky, those guys. So we've been able to win the games where we feel like we should win. And then obviously we played some tough teams along the way as well. So starting with the Mariners, obviously going through Cleveland, I think we've had to play pretty good baseball. I think our guys have a pretty good idea of what it takes to play our brand of baseball. Now we're going to go on the road. It's tough to play Yankee Stadium. We haven't seen Miami other than spring training. Just in general, we don't see those guys. So we sort of focus on ourselves, not on our opponent. And when it comes to style of play or what we can do well. factor that in with what the game plan is, and we try to win the game.
You mentioned, and you say it's a tough place to play. They're going to be the best competition you guys have faced. You're coming off of a lot of momentum. How are you feeling about, how this matchup is really going to gauge the team?
We don't need to gauge our team. We got a good team. So whatever happens the next 4 days, we're trying to win every game. But it's a 4-game series in the second month of the season. So let's not make it out to be a 7-game World Series.
Is George okay? He crashed pretty hard.
George is fine. Yeah, he'll be in the lineup tomorrow and leading off. Breaking news.